The judgment of others, I think,
Yeah,
is
there's
the worst part of all.
humans are so silly.
Yeah.
We're just so silly like that. Yeah, judging other people is like, I feel like my one of the biggest blessings in my life, Monica, is every time I judge somebody, I end up experiencing what I judged. And what I love about that, even though it's not super comfy, like what I love about that is it has taught me to let go of judgment more quickly. And it has taught me, it helps me be compassionate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
A
know, it's
hundred
really
percent.
helped my compassion. So I feel like that's good karma to be like, oh, you're going to be judgy, Ingrid. Okay, the universe is like, let's just look, give you the other
Uh-huh.
side
Let
of
me
that.
give you a taste of your own medicine there.
Okay. Okay. Like,
How old were you when you first noticed that you had these psychic abilities and these gifts?
I was a child when I experienced them, but I didn't know what I was experiencing. And about a year and a half after I got sober, I had my spiritual awakening, which was a completely destabilizing experience. That was incredible, but it definitely informs the work I do with people today because my experience was so destabilizing. My awakening was so intense that if I'd been in the wrong environment, I would have easily ended up medicated and,
Really? It was that
committed.
intense?
It was that intense and ungrounding.
How
When I
can
was
you?
a
Yeah.
kid, yeah, well, yeah. So when I was a kid, I mean, I used to like see faces when I closed my eyes all the time. I remember hearing my life narrated in my head in the third person, like somebody was telling a story of my life. It was very strange.
Were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared. I remember the first time I wrote a poem, I was I was like 7 years old, and I was walking across the living room, and I stopped dead in my tracks because there was this man in my head, and he started telling me this very intense story. And I just grabbed a piece of paper and a pen, and it came out as a poem written from the perspective of a grown man. And I remember at the time I was like, cool, I wrote a poem. Like I didn't connect that, right? I didn't
Right. You didn't
understand.
understand it.
And
Yeah.
I went to show my parents and they were busy. There was three kids and they were trying to like clean the closet or something. They're like, get out of here. I'm like, okay, fine. I tossed on the table, forgot
Yeah.
about it. And the next day, my father, who you can imagine, Vietnam veteran, rigid, boomer dad, I remember several times that day he said, that was a really good poem, Ingrid. That was really good. And I was
That's
like,
very deep.
thank you. And then he finally looked at, he was so confused. He said, Ingrid, why did you write that from the perspective of a grown man? And I was like, I don't know.